Greetings, River Lady here, and as you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to talk about droopy, wilty Macrophylla hydrangeas. If your hydrangeas start to look like the ones that are in these photos, then you have a droopy, wilty hydrangea. But don't panic. As you know, Macrophylla hydrangeas are also called broadleaf hydrangeas, and it's these leaves that can create some problems for the plant. So let's talk about them. These leaves are perfect for capturing sunlight so the plant can photosynthesize and make food, yum yum. But the downside is that they lose a lot of moisture to the outside environment. So you have to be mindful of where they're placed. Most Macrophylla hydrangeas prefer part shade. They like morning sun and afternoon shade, or at least dappled sunlight. Unfortunately, the environment doesn't always help us when we're placing our hydrangeas. This is my blue enchantress. She prefers full shade, or at least partial shade in the afternoon. And when I planted her, that's what she was receiving. But the trees in the area have been trimmed by Mother Nature during winter storms, and now, unfortunately, she sits in direct sunlight in the afternoon. And as a result, she tries to protect herself by folding her leaves. That's what the drooping is all about. And there's a couple of other reasons why a hydrangea would have droopy, wilty looking leaves, and I'll talk about those in a moment. But let's just say that your hydrangea, like mine, like this blue enchantress, is wilting during the afternoon hours. During the morning, she's fine. And as you can see right now, I'm filming this at about 6 o'clock in the evening. She's perky and everybody's happy. But between 1 and 3, she's not a happy camper. That's a clear indication that she does not like that strong sunlight that's hitting her in the afternoon. A lot of gardeners, when they see that droop, will jump to the conclusion, oh, my plant needs water. That's not always the case. And if you keep watering your plant, even when it doesn't need water, you'll end up with root rot, which can also cause droopy, wilty looking leaves. So you have to be careful. Always test your soil before you go ahead and water your plant. And the way to test your soil is super easy. You just want to scrape back the mulch. You do have mulch around your hydrangeas, correct? So you scrape back the mulch and you dig about 4 to 6 inches into the soil and you squeeze a handful of soil. I don't like to use gloves because I want to feel if the soil is cool. It should feel cool to the touch. If the soil holds together, you don't need to add water. If the soil doesn't hold together and falls apart and feels dry, then you do need to water the plant. Another reason why your hydrangea might look droopy is its genetics. My blue enchantress here was bred to have leggy, another word for floppy stems. It was bred so that it spills over retaining walls like I have here, or pots. So you can't really go by droopy stems for her. She's supposed to droop. As I mentioned, root rot can cause wilting. Don't worry, hydrangeas are very forgiving. Most hydrangea varieties don't develop root rot that quickly. I know of one because I experienced it, Invincible Spirit. She tends to develop root rot quickly, and I'll talk about her in another video. Another reason a hydrangea might be droopy and wilty looking is too much nitrogen in the soil. Nitrogen in excess tends to create thinner stems that can't support the large flower heads. Don't start treating your soil until you've tested it, and I will be posting a video on how to test your soil for nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and pH. So that's pretty much it. If you have a droopy, wilty hydrangea, think about the sunlight that it's getting, morning or afternoon. Know your hydrangea. What would it prefer? Check the soil. Don't start watering unless you need to water it, and I will be posting a video on how to water your plants using the drip method. And that's pretty much it. Any questions? Please post them in the comments. As always, please follow me and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and happy gardening. I'm not gone quite yet. Before I go, I wanted to show you the 2 other plants from the beginning of the video. You can see this one has perked up nicely, and he was all wilty a few hours ago. And this is the other plant, my bloomstruck. It's also back to being nice and perky. So don't panic if you see droopy, wilty hydrangeas in the afternoon sunlight. They'll recover, I promise. Bye.